I want you to sit with this truth for a moment. You have been shrinking yourself for years, not because you are weak, not because you don't have potential, and definitely not because you are incapable. You have been shrinking yourself because somewhere along the way you were taught to stay small. Don't be too loud. Don't shine too bright. Don't intimidate anyone. Don't make people uncomfortable. And you internalized it. You learned to silence your voice. You learned to lower your dreams. You learned to hide your power. You learned to step back, even when every part of you wanted to step forward. And today, I want to tell you the truth nobody told you. You are not born to shrink. You are born to take up space in your own life, in your own world, and in your own world, and in your own destiny. Let me say that again because this is the foundation of your reinvention. Fire, you are allowed to take up space, you deserve to take up space, and your life will not change until you decide to stop shrinking yourself. So, we want approval, we want inclusion, and sometimes we sacrifice our entire identity just to feel safe. And I heard a team like that. Maybe friends laughed when you shared dreams. Maybe your workplace rewarded only silence, not courage. Maybe your partner couldn't handle your growth, so you made yourself smaller to save the relationship. But here's the painful truth. Every time you shrink yourself to fit someone else's comfort, you abandon your own potential. Let me tell you something powerful. Collision, the world doesn't benefit when you shrink. The world benefits when you show up. Your family benefits when you show up. Your dreams benefit when you show up. Your future benefits when you show up. You benefit when you show up. You benefit when you show up. And a showing up means what? It means speaking even when your voice shakes. It means choosing what's right for you even if everyone disagrees. It means dreaming boldly. It means setting boundaries. It means taking decisions that honor your future, not your fears. It means you stop apologizing for existing. You have spent years dimming your light because someone once told you it was too bright. Aha! Guess what? That light is the reason you were born. You don't need permission to step into your own greatness. You don't need validation to follow your intuition, You don't need approval to create the life you actually want. You need one thing, a decision. A decision that today, right here, right now, you stop shrinking and you start expanding. Here's where the shift begins. Step 1, become aware of where you shrink. Be honest with yourself. Where do you dim your personality? Where do you pretend to be smaller than you are? Where do you silence your truth? Where do you hide your power? Is it at home? At work? Around certain people? In your dreams? In your habits? In your relationships? Be brutally honest because awareness is the first step of freedom. You cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. Here's what I want you to do. Think about the last time you said yes, but you wanted to say a no. That is shrinking. Think about the last time you stayed quiet to keep peace. That is shrinking. Think about the last time you apologized just for existing. That is shrinking. You don't build a powerful life by shrinking. You build a powerful life by expanding. And expansion begins when you reclaim your identity. Step 2, stop making yourself responsible for others' comfort. Listen carefully. You are not responsible for how others feel about your growth. If your growth makes someone uncomfortable, that's their insecurity. If your success intimidates someone, that's their fear. If your truth bothers someone, that's their guilt. If your boundaries upset someone, that's their control slipping. Your job is not to manage other people's emotions. Your job is to manage your purpose. You have spent too many years shaping yourself to fit other people's expectations. But now it's time to shape your life according to your own potential. Step 3, reclaim your voice. I want you to understand. Your voice is your power. Your voice is your identity. Your voice is your boundary. Your voice is your truth. And for years, you've muted it. When you mute your voice, you mute your dreams. When you mute your voice, you mute your self-worth. When you mute your voice, you mute your future. Speak up, not to argue, not to fight, not to prove, but to exist. You are allowed to take up emotional space. You are allowed to take up mental space. You are allowed to take up physical space. You are allowed to take up spiritual space. Your presence is not a burden. Your existence is not an inconvenience. Your truth is not a mistake. Step 4, stop apologizing for who you are. How many times today did you say, sorry unnecessarily? Necessarily? Sorry, can I say something? Oh, sorry, I just had a question. Sorry, I need help. Sorry, I didn't respond quickly. Stop. Just stop. You are apologizing for breathing. You are apologizing for existing, and you don't even realize it. Say this out loud with me, right now. I am not sorry for taking up space. Say it again. Say it until your body believes it. Because every time you apologize for existing, you teach your brain that you don't deserve presence, but you do. Step 5, expand into your life. One bold action at a time. You don't reinvent your life with one giant decision. You reinvent your life with small daily acts of courage. Wake up earlier. Speak your truth. Say no when something isn't right. Ask for what you need. Try the thing you've been scared to try. Start the project you keep delaying. Remove the people who drain you. Surround yourself with those who expand you. Take responsibility for your habits. Choose what aligns with your future, not your past. Every small expansion creates a bigger life. And listen, your brain will resist this. It will tell you, what if they get angry? Or what if they leave? What if they judge you? Or what if you fail? What if you fail? What if you're wrong? Here's what I want you to remember. People who truly love you will celebrate your expansion. People who don't were never meant to stay. And failure is simply evidence that you tried. Failure is movement. Failure is information. Failure is courage in motion. But shrinking kills your spirit. Shrinking kills your dreams. Shrinking kills your identity. And you deserve better than a small life. You deserve a life that fits your heart. You deserve a life that reflects who you truly are, not who you became to survive. Before we go deeper, I want you to pause for just 5 seconds. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe out. Because where we're going next requires honesty, courage, and a willingness to see yourself clearly. Maybe for the first time in years. Part 2 is about something powerful. Reclaiming the parts of yourself that you abandoned just to be accepted. Let's go there. You've been editing yourself at some point in your life. You started editing who you are. You cut out the bold parts. You reduced the loud parts. You erased the curious parts. You softened the confident parts. You quieted the passionate parts. You censored the visionary parts. You edited your personality to become a more acceptable. You edited your dreams to become a more realistic. You edited your needs to become less demanding. You edited your boundaries to become easier to handle. You edited your life to fit into a space far too small for the person you were meant to become, and no one told you the cost. But I will. The cost of shrinking is your entire future. You don't lose yourself all at once. You lose yourself piece by piece every time you say yes when you meant a no. Every time you stay silent when you wanted to speak. Every time you make yourself small so someone else can feel big. Every time you hide your truth to keep someone comfortable. Every time you dim your light to keep someone from feeling insecure. And the cruel part? People don't even notice the pieces you're losing because they benefit from the smaller version of you. They like you quiet. They like you predictable. They like you manageable. They like you available. They like you available. They like you generous with your energy and stingy with your boundaries, but you're tired emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Your mind is exhausted from carrying a version of yourself that doesn't belong to you. And that's why you're listening to this right here, right now. Because your soul is tired of shrinking and it's trying to wake you up. Star the truth you don't want to admit. Let me tell you a truth that is uncomfortable but necessary. You're not afraid of failing. You're afraid of being seen. Being seen means you can be judged. Being seen means you can be rejected. Being seen means you can be criticized. Being seen means people will have opinions. Being seen means you can no longer hide behind excuses. So shrinking becomes a shield. If you're small, no one notices you. If you're quiet, no one questions you. If you're quiet, no one questions you. If you're low maintenance, no one leaves you. If you're invisible, nobody can expect anything from you. But shrinking doesn't protect you. It cages you. And that cage is the reason your life feels stuck, heavy, unfulfilled, and disconnected from who you truly are. Star, you can't live a big life with small behaviors. Every dream you have requires space. Every goal requires courage. Every new chapter requires presence. You can't build confidence by hiding. You can't build respect by apologizing for everything. For everything. You can't build a new life while clinging to an old identity. You can't build a powerful future while pretending to be powerless. I want you to hear this clearly. The life you want is too big to fit inside the version of you that keeps shrinking. You must grow into that life. You must stretch into it. You must expand into it. And that expansion begins with one radical decision. Stop choosing comfort over growth. Comfort keeps you small. Growth demands space, and you deserve that space. Star, why they told you to stay small. Let's get real for a moment. Most people who told you to lower your voice, lower your dreams, lower your expectations weren't trying to protect you. They were trying to protect themselves. Your confidence threatened their insecurity. Your dreams exposed their fears. Your vision highlighted their lack of ambition. Your growth reminded them of their stagnation. Your truth made them uncomfortable with their own lies. People don't shrink you because you're unworthy. They shrink you because they feel unworthy around you. And you believed them. You believed their smallness was your limitation. But it was never yours. Star, it's time to break the old identity. You built an identity around playing safe. Here are the roles you unconsciously adopted. The good one, the quiet one, the helpful one. The easy one, the low demand one. The self-sacrificing one, the people. Pleasing one, the peacekeeper, the I. Don't want to cause any problem person you became who the world told you to be. Not who you were meant to be. And now your soul is rejecting that old identity. That's why you feel restless. That's why you feel irritated. That's why you feel overwhelmed. That's why you feel disconnected. Your spirit is outgrowing the cage you built. Frame the cage you built, and you can't return yourself to a life you mentally and emotionally left long ago. Step into the identity of a person who takes up space. Ask yourself, what would my life look like if I stopped shrinking right now? What would change in your decisions, relationships, career, confidence, dreams, boundaries, habits, voice, energy, environment? Imagine you stop apologizing. Imagine you stop explaining yourself. Imagine you stop lowering your dreams. Imagine you stop tolerating disrespect. Imagine you stop saying yes when your soul screams no. Imagine you stop dimming your brilliance. Imagine you stop asking for permission. What does that version of you look like? Because that is your real self, not the small version, not the edited version, not the acceptable version, not the quiet version. The real you is loud, bold, alive, creative, passionate, visionary, ambitious, powerful, focused, courageous, expansive. And that version of you is waiting for you to stop hiding. Right. Start the emotional breakthrough you need. Here's something I want you to understand deeply. You don't shrink because you're weak. You shrink because you learn to survive. You learn that being too bold got you criticized. You learn that being too honest created conflict. You learn that being too confident made people jealous. You learn that being too happy triggered others. You learn that being too ambitious made you unrealistic. So you adjusted. You adapted. You shaped yourself into whatever version felt safe. But survival is not living. You're not surviving anymore. You are building a life. You are creating a future. You are stepping into purpose. And purpose requires presence. Purpose requires identity. Purpose requires courage. Purpose requires expansion. You cannot fulfill your purpose while hiding your personality. Start your new commitment. Say this with me. I will no longer shrink to make others comfortable. I will no longer abandon myself to be accepted. I will no longer hide my power. Say it again and again and again, because repetition rewires your brain. You are programming your identity. Remember this, you are not becoming someone new. You are returning to someone you've always been, but buried. Listen, there's a moment in every person's life when they realize that the reason they feel small is not because life made them that way. It's because they kept choosing smallness over and over again. Not deliberately, not intentionally, but because that was the only strategy they were ever taught. And part 3 is about breaking that strategy, not adjusting it, not softening it, not improving it, breaking it. Let's go deeper. Start you learn to stay small from the people around you. Most people never understand how early shrinking begins. You learn to stay quiet in classrooms where speaking up got you laughed at. You learn to lower your opinions in homes where no one cared what you felt. You learn to please everyone in environments where love was conditional. You learn to accept disrespect because your boundaries were never respected. You learn to dim your personality because someone told you you're too much. And after years of shrinking, minimizing, softening, adjusting, your nervous system believes shrinking equals safety. Your body believes shrinking equals survival. Your mind believes shrinking equals acceptance. Your heart believes shrinking equals love. So now every time you think about finally speaking up, you freeze. Every time you think about saying no, you overthink. Every time you imagine standing tall, you feel guilt. Every time you try to take up space, your stomach tightens. Every time you try to be bold, your mind pulls you back. Because shrinking became familiar, and the brain loves familiarity, even if it destroys you. Start the real reason you hold yourself back. Let's get brutally honest. It's not the world stopping you. It's not people. It's not circumstances. It's not your personality. It's not your past. It's something deeper. You're terrified of disappointing people. You'd rather disappoint yourself than face the feeling of disappointing someone else. So you shrink, you hide, you soften your truth, you act smaller than you are, you pretend you're okay with less. You settle for what hurts. You tolerate what drains you. You accept what breaks you. Just to avoid making someone uncomfortable. Just to keep the peace. Just to avoid rejection. But here's the truth. The people you are shrinking for are not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. You sacrifice your life for people who wouldn't sacrifice a single comfort for you. And when that hits you, really hits you, something shifts. A fire starts to burn in you. And that fire is the beginning of taking up space. Star, you cannot expand while living in rooms not built for you. Let me tell you something that may sting. Some environments you are desperately trying to fit into were never meant for you. Some people you are craving validation from were never capable of giving it. Some relationships you are fighting to save are suffocating your soul. Some circles you are forcing yourself into cannot hold the weight of your potential. You cannot expand in a room built for your smaller self. You cannot grow around people committed to misunderstanding you. You cannot rise while surrounded by those who expect you to stay low. You cannot evolve in spaces that punish your expansion. And once you realize this, you stop trying to fit in. You stop begging for space. You stop asking for permission. You stop explaining your worth. Instead, you create your own space. You build the room. You raise the ceiling. You set the tone. You define the rules. You choose who gets access. Because shrinking happens when you allow everyone into your world. Expansion happens when you become intentional about who gets to be close. Start taking up space isn't loud. It's aligned. Most people think that taking up space means being louder, being aggressive, being dominant.
No.
Taking up space means being aligned with who you truly are. Taking up space looks like speaking when you have something to say. Leaving when something is hurting you. Saying no without guilt. Wanting more without apologizing. Showing confidence without shrinking for insecure people. Dreaming bigger even when others can't see it. Resting without feeling lazy. protecting your mental health without shame. Demanding respect is a bare minimum, being fully yourself, even when others don't understand. Taking up space is not volume, it is presence. It's the energy of someone who knows they belong here. It's the posture of someone who trusts themselves, stress themselves. It's the aura of someone who refuses to disappear from their own story. Star, you have permission, but you must give it to yourself. You're waiting for someone to say, it's okay to be you. It's okay to be you. It's okay to dream big. It's okay to want more. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to stop shrinking. But no one is coming to say it because no one can give you permission to take up space. Not your partner, not your family, not your family, not your friends, not society, not a coach, not even me. Permission must come from you, from your heart, from your truth, from your desire, from your identity. So listen to me. Give yourself permission to live as the person you actually are. Not the version you were taught to be. Not the version that makes others comfortable. Not the version that fits into boxes you've outgrown.
Not the version that earns approval through self-abandonment. The real version.
The full version, the unfiltered version, the brave version, the unstoppable version.
Ooh.
That is the person you're returning to. Star, your new standard here is the standard you're stepping into. If I have to shrink to keep it, I don't want it. If you have to shrink your voice, if you have to shrink your truth, if you have to shrink your boundaries, if you have to shrink your dreams, if you have to shrink your personality, if you have to shrink your happiness, it's not for you. Happiness. It's not for you. The things meant for you will never require you to make yourself small. Star, this is the moment everything changes because right now as you're listening to this, something inside you is waking up. Not loudly, not suddenly, but steadily. It's steadily. It's that part of you that remembers who you were before the world told you who to be. It's the part that refuses to be erased. It's the part that knows you were meant for more. And that part of you, it's expanding. Finally, before we begin part 4, I want you to take a deep breath because this section will challenge your beliefs, your habits, your relationships, and your identity. This part is about one thing. What happens when you finally stop shrinking and the world reacts? Because trust me, the world will react. Let's go. Star, when you stop shrinking, people don't celebrate. They panic. Do you want to know the most unexpected truth about growth? Most people around you won't clap for you. They will become uncomfortable, defensive, confused, even resentful. Why? Because your expansion exposes their stagnation. When you stop shrinking, your confidence threatens their insecurity. Your boundaries threaten their control. Your clarity threatens their confusion. Your discipline threatens their laziness. Your voice threatens their silence. Your change threatens their comfort. People who benefited from the smaller version of you will always resist the bigger version of you. And you must be ready for that. Because growth comes with a cost, but staying small comes with a bigger one. Star, you will outgrow people you never expected to outgrow. This is the part no one talks about. When you stop shrinking, you don't just outgrow your old habits. You outgrow entire relationships. Yeah, you begin to notice. Conversations that once felt normal now feel boring. People who once felt comforting now feel draining. Behaviors you once tolerated now feel disrespectful. Relationships that once felt safe now feel suffocating. Circles that once accepted you now misunderstand you. Why? Because you're not the same person anymore. You're becoming someone with clarity, someone with boundaries, someone with standards, someone with purpose, someone with direction, someone who is no longer willing to disappear. And some people only loved you when you were small, silent, and self-sacrificing. The moment you stop shrinking, they will say things like, you've changed. You're different now. You think you're better than us? You're acting strange. You're being different. That will hurt, but also set you free. Some people love you. They loved your compliance. Star, some people only loved the version of you, the truth that will hurt, but also set you free. Some people didn't love you. They loved your compliance. They loved your silence. They loved your generosity. They loved your tolerance. They loved your availability. They loved your lack of boundaries. They loved your willingness to always say yes. They loved that you made yourself small to protect their ego. You shrinking protected their comfort. So when you stop shrinking, you stop being useful to them, and they label your growth as disrespect. But hear me clearly, you choosing yourself is not disrespect. It is alignment. Start taking up space makes you magnetic. Something magical happens when you stop shrinking. People don't ignore you. People don't dismiss you anymore. People don't walk over you anymore. When you take up space, your energy becomes stronger. Your presence becomes clearer. Your voice becomes steadier. Your identity becomes undeniable. You become magnetic. Not because you were trying to impress anyone, but because authenticity is the most attractive energy on the planet. People feel it. People notice it. People respect it. Even the ones who don't like you will secretly admire you. Why? Because most people wish they had the courage to be themselves. And you just became the mirror they fear. Star, when you stop shrinking, your body changes too. This part is fascinating. When you shrink emotionally, your body learns that posture. Your shoulders fold in. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your voice becomes soft. Your steps become careful. Your eyes avoid contact. Your chest collapses inward. Your neck lowers, your entire body learns to BLS. But when you stop shrinking or your physiology transforms, you stand taller, you breathe deeper, your voice becomes firmer, your shoulders relax, your jaw unclenches, your chest opens, your eyes lift, your movements become intentional, your energy expands, your body remembers who it was before fear took over, and every cell in your body says, I'm back. Star confidence doesn't come first. Action does another myth people believe. I'll stop shrinking once I feel confident. Wrong. Confidence is the reward. Action is the trigger. You don't feel confident, then speak up. You speak up, then confidence comes. You don't feel courageous, then set a boundary. You set a boundary. Then courage grows you to boundary. You don't feel powerful. Confidence is a physical byproduct of aligned action. You act first, you feel later. Start taking up space will require you to say this word. I know. The most powerful word in your transformation is no. I'm not available. No, I'm not tolerating this. No, I don't accept disrespect. No, I won't shrink myself. No, I won't abandon my needs. No, I'm not living small anymore. And yes, your a no will upset people who are benefiting from your yes. But every time you say a no to what drains you, say yes to what builds you. No is not rejection. No is not rejection. No is protection. Star the world responds differently to a person who knows their worth. When you know your worth, everything changes. You don't chase. You don't beg. You don't explain. You don't force. You don't shrink. You don't force. You don't shrink. You don't prove. You don't apologize for existing. Instead, you attract opportunities aligned with your value. You attract relationships aligned with your truth. You attract environments aligned with your growth. People treat you differently when you treat you differently. Your energy teaches the world how to interact with you. If your energy says, I don't deserve much, you'll get crumbs. If your energy says, I respect myself, you'll get respect. If your energy says, I belong here, the world will move aside and make room. Star, you are not losing people. You are losing the wrong people. This part is crucial. You're not losing people because you're changing. You're losing people because you're finally being yourself. And the people leaving, they're clearing space for the ones who were always meant to be in your life. When you stop shrinking, you attract people who encourage your growth. You attract partners who respect your boundaries. You attract friends who celebrate your success. You attract mentors. See your potential. You attract opportunities that match your ambition. You attract environments where you can expand fully. Your new life cannot begin until your old limitations fall away. Yes, it's painful, but it's necessary pain, like breaking out of a shell, like shedding old skin, like taking your first breath after being underwater too long. The people who are meant for you will never require you to dim your light. Start the power shift, and here is the transition you are stepping into. You're no longer asking, will they accept me? You're now asking, do they deserve access to me? That is power, that is identity, that is expansion, that is taking up space. You're not shrinking to belong. You're expanding to become.